Welcome to the Battlefield Show. I am Scott Gibson, your Commander-in-Chief, guiding you through the battlefield of life. You know what you're here for. No more messing about. Stick the tape in, hit the track, onwards! Episode 5 of the Battlefield Show. We're back, dear listeners. How the fuck are you? How has the week been? Monday again. Horrible weekend. Shitty weather. Don't know about you. And in old Reekie, it is pissing it down. It has been a fucking disgusting weekend. But I hope you've had fun. Thank you to everyone who listen to the last episode, and thank you also for tuning in to episode 5. We're absolutely motoring along with these episodes now. I should say, first of all, I have some new equipment in the Battlefield Show HQ. We've got a brand new recorder. We've even got new microphones. We've got fucking mics for the cameras. We've got tripods. Oh, God almighty. Mr. Amazon has been up and down this close like a fucking jack in the box. But hopefully, I don't know if you'll notice a difference in it or not, audio-wise. The new recorder will be easier for me to do the other things that I want to do with the show. And also when we start to have guests, and I'm going to be doing kind of interviews and different things coming up in the next few months, so this will help with that. So thank you to everyone who has listened, and also thank you to everyone who came to the Fringe Festival, because finally we've got a settlement, and part of that money helped me get some new equipment. So thanks for coming and buying me a new telly for the house. So thank you to everyone who came to the Fringe. Get this out of the way nice and early, so we can settle in and enjoy the show. Couple of things coming up that we need to punt. November 16th, I'm in Lochwinnock with my tour show White Noise. If you want to come along to that, scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk is the place for everything. Get your tickets there. And then December the 1st, I am in the Glee Club in Glasgow on Renfield Street with the final performance of White Noise for 2019 before we hit the 2020 dates. So get on the website if you want to come along to those two tour shows. November 16th, Lochwinnock, December 1st in Glasgow. Right, so what's been happening, man, in the last week? Not much. I have been writing a wee bit. Actually, I'll tell you this, yesterday I went to see, which was Saturday, I'm recording this a bit late this week, I'm recording it on Sunday. Last night, I went to see a guy who, in my opinion, is the greatest comic in the UK, if not in the world. I think that Bill Burr is my favourite. Him and CK, I would always toss and turn between the two. Of all times, people need to look at guys like Patrice O'Neill. If you've never checked him out, I'll always give a shout out to Darren Harriott, who put me on to Patrice O'Neill. Just an incredible comedian, and I often wonder, he's passed now, the man, but I often wonder what his comedy would be like just now with the way the world is and everything that's happening. What message he would have brought, because he was an astounding comic. And if you've never seen any stuff, Elephant in the Room is the special that's on. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but you can certainly get it online. And he's got a few albums on Spotify as well you need to check out. But yeah, after Connolly, a lot of people always ask me who my favourite comedians are, and obviously Billy Connolly's number one, because that's who introduced me to stand up, really. And the thing is, when I first, I can remember being in my dad's car when I was young, and he was playing the Crucifixion, and I was listening to it, And I had no idea that was comedy. And I know that sounds stupid. Obviously, you would laugh. And even now, listening back to it, it's an amazing album. But I actually thought at the time that was one of my dad's friends talking. You know, I really had no idea that when I was young that stand-up comedy existed, especially in this country. And even when you fast forward to the point when I started, I had no idea that, you know, there were clubs, because we've never had comedy clubs in Scotland. All right, we've got the Stand, but there are people in Glasgow who will have no idea that the Stand even exists. They will have people who have no idea that there are comedy nights regular in the city. And I don't know if it's because we are naturally funny, most people are comedians, that we've never really had the need to go and find comedy. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Scottish thing. That's probably another discussion for another day. But at the time, I had no idea that's what comedy was or stand-up was. And as I got older and more interested in comedy, and now that it's my job, I will try and seek out, maybe not as much as I can. I don't watch that much stand-up, but I certainly look for the guys who interest me. And for me, obviously, Connolly's number one, top of the shop, top of the tree. And my number two is Tommy Tiernan. And if you have never seen Tommy Tiernan live, you have to see him. And you're very lucky because he tours regular. But for me, he is as close to Connolly as anyone will ever get. And I think that it annoys me sometimes when people are compared to Connolly. It even annoyed me when I was compared to him, because I'm thinking that sometimes it's just quite a lazy thing to add to Scottish comics, because, is the next Billy Connolly. And I can think of two people now who I have read stuff that compares them, and they couldn't be any further for Connolly if they fucking tried, But for me, Tiernan he's untouchable, man. He's absolutely sensational. And I was lucky enough to be able to go along and see him yesterday perform in the Basement Theatre in Edinburgh, Gildy Balloon's basement. And it's something that I needed, I haven't been, I wouldn't say I've been struggling recently with work. I always kind of have some ideas of things that I want to talk about, but I've certainly been struggling with the creative side versus the hustle. And it's starting to feel, certainly since Edinburgh, since the Fringe, that it's just a constant hustle, man. You're constantly on the grind to try and promote shows, find venues for shows, put shows on. And to spend an hour and a half in Tommy's company last night and watch him do what he does, it was like going to get a flu jag or something. It was a total recharge, a reset, and I needed it, man. I needed it. And I think sometimes it can be quite easy to kind of fall into a creative slump. And even if you think that you're not in a creative job, even if you think that, I work in a call centre or I work in an office and my job is not artistic in any way, you will have that same feeling that what you are doing or what you're creating on a daily basis is meaningless, or is giving you no pleasure anymore. And sometimes you just have to seek a bit of inspiration in whatever way that can be. And for me, last night it was seeing the wonderful Tommy Tiernan. I've seen him many times before. I've been lucky enough to gig with him a few times. I was very lucky to go once to the Kilkenny Festival and play football against him. And I remember him running down the wing to go past me, and I thought I could put the shoulder in here and just take Tommy Tiernan out of the game. And I thought I'd be banned from Ireland for the rest of my life if I did that. But he generally is, in my opinion, the finest comic working currently. And if you haven't seen him, you need to. I think he may have just finished his run of Scottish dates, but he will be back, and you need to check out him. He was incredible. So it was a beautiful thing to see someone of that level in such a small setting. And he said something that resonated with me when he came out, which was that he said at the start, now it's a small club, it holds maybe 100, 120 people, if that. And this is a guy who could sell, 3,000 to 5,000 seats in a night quite easily. And he said at the start that it was a pleasure to be in the room, and that this is where comedy lives and where comedy fits the best. And some people laughed because they thought he was being, he was taking a piss. But he went on to cement that, and it's true. We have an idea, I think, of what comedy is now, and that the industry has taken control of it, in the sense that you want to see 2,000 plus theatres, you want to see 10,000 seated arenas, and that could not be further detached from what comedy is meant to be. Especially someone like Tommy Tiernan, or even to a lesser extent myself, in that we are storytellers. And I often think that I have been to see a few acts in my time in arenas, and it's the most anti-comedy setting I can imagine. But the industry side comes, and if you can get to the point where you can sell 10,000 tickets a night, then you're probably no longer in control of your destiny. You're part of a machine. You're responsible for earning millions. You're responsible for paying wages for 10, 20, 30 plus people within a work. So maybe the artistic side of it, or the performance side, is secondary to ticket sales, but to be able to watch someone of that quality and that level within such a personal space, for me, just showed you what the reason why I fell in love with comedy, the reason why I fell in love with performing. Being close enough to almost touch them in a sense, but also being in a room that suits spoken word, to the point where if they do something off mic, you can still hear it, you can react in the room, everyone can see everybody. So if there's a movement or there's a reaction, you can see where it's coming from, and you all share that experience together. When you increase that size, you lose that intimacy of the performance, and even to the point where show starts, and I've always had a problem starting shows. It takes me 5 to 10 minutes to get going, to get up to speed. I never really know how to get into it, and I think a lot of that comes from insecurities on my part, in the sense that I feel as if I have to reassure the audience that it's going to be all right. And to watch someone like Tommy, so the lights go complete dark in the room, and obviously there's the usual, the energy's there, right? And they bring up what's called the wash, which is basically soft lighting on the stage, so it's usually red or blue or something like that. So they bring the wash up, and then they will bring a spot on, and he just walks on. There's no, big Hollywood, you know this guy from the Letterman show, please welcome. There's none of that. He just walks on. There's no even an offstage, please welcome to stage Tommy Tiernan. There's none of that. He just walks on. Now, there is an argument for, fame and recognition, and that if you get to the point where you're famous enough that people know you, you don't need that, you don't need that introduction, because they know who you are. And it's harder maybe if you're at the bottom of the ladder starting out, and maybe 60%, 70% of the people who are coming to see you have been brought by someone else, so they don't know you or know anything about you. So it can be difficult to kind of have that confidence in yourself to just go out. But there's also something I think, as an audience, very powerful for when a performer just walks onto stage. You know, there's not this kind of whole fanfare introduction. And that's, I've been lucky that I've seen him a few times, and every time it's been the same, man. He just walks out. He takes his time. There's no rush. It's very much a verbal nod to the audience, going, you're on my time now. And he just starts talking, and it's beautiful, man. It's exactly what I needed, because I was feeling quite kind of low, like I said, on the creative side. So to go and see a master, because he is a master at work, was beautiful, man. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some of the stuff in the show is amazing, man. It's just an absolute top drawer example of storytelling style comedy at its absolute finest. Absolute finest. And if you have a chance to go and see him, you have to do so. So please go and check out Tommy Tiernan when you get a chance. One thing that has I saw a clip for this recently, and I think that people need to address the fact that David Attenborough is losing his fucking mind. I think that needs to be the first thing. I know that there's a lot going on in the world. I know we're now having a general election in December the 12th, my brother's birthday. Brexit hasn't happened. We've got the extension. Good thing is, we can still get croissants. Happy days. At least until January. But under the radar, David Attenborough has lost his fucking mind. He is national treasure. I don't think anybody can argue that. He's probably the grandfather most people wanted. He's a beautiful voice. You could sit and listen to him. You could read the fucking papers to you. You know, he should be the voice narrating almost any audio book. It should be David Attenborough, right? Most of us would love to have him on a sat nav if possible. But the old guy has lost his fucking mind. Now, the new program, was it 7 Worlds or something like that? When we saw that trailer, everyone's like, yay, another Attenborough show. He was at fucking Glastonbury. He was talking at Glastonbury, you know, and the whole world's applauding him, going, we have lost 7 parts of the world. Great. Can't wait till it's out. When I was young, and you watched an Attenborough programme, right? Attenborough would be sitting there, a couple of monkeys come out the bushes, you're like, oh my God, a monkey's going to get him. And then he sits dead calm, the monkey goes on his lap, and he does a wee bit to camera, you know. This is baby gagagogo gorilla fucking monkey. And you'll see by the chip marks on his face that he's been fighting down the pub. And you're going, oh my God, the stuff he knows is great, right? Or he finds a fucking bug, and he's like, this bug has never been discovered or videoed ever in the history of the world, and we've crawled through the jungle and we found the cunt, and here he is, and you can enjoy it, right? Fine. You know, you could sit and watch that in the house. No, fast forward a few years, he's fucking lost the plot. I don't know if it's climate change. I don't know if the rainforest is burning, and the bold Attenboroughs went, do you know what? I'm sick of fucking giving you happy, nice programmes. Here's a fucking squid you've never seen in your life before. Now his programme is, here's a wee baby bird. Isn't the bird nice? The bird's dead! The baby's dead! You're like, what the fuck did that come from? Sitting watching a fucking seagull, right? Or whatever the fuck it is, in the nest, and you're going, that is the cutest little fucking baby seagull I've ever seen. You know what? Attenborough's back. He's at his best. Look at that camera. How did he get that camera angle? And then all of a sudden he's like, and the mother eagle fucks off to get the dinner because the dad's doing the pub and she's going to leave the Wain. You're like, don't leave the Wain. Why are you leaving the Wain? And the winds can get up to 70 mile an hour. You're like, 70 mile an hour? The fucking seagull weighs 3 ton. Then the seagull's fucking blown off. You're like, that's brilliant. I'm watching it. You know? I'm watching a fucking baby die. If the baby dies, this is getting fucked off. Right? I'll tell you that right now. If I'm watching a fucking baby die, you can turn that off. Then the fucking mother seagull comes back and you're going, it's saved. And then the bold Attenborough's like, ha! You thought it was saved? Well, guess what? The fucking moss seagull can't see the bastard, so he still died. And you're like, what am I watching? What am I watching? When did Attenborough become a fucking baby seagull killer? He's not any better with fucking polar bears. He's not any better with sea lion. Nothing. Every time I watch it now, I'm putting it on, I'm shattered, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm going, all I'm doing is watching baby fucking dolphins, sea lions, squid monkeys, fucking bugs. I'm watching them die. It's an hour of death. It should be 7 deadly sins. 7 deaths in the world with Grim Reaper Attenborough. He's losing his fucking mind. What happened to the wholesome? The wholesome Attenborough that you could sit and watch with your granny quite happily. I don't know if he's trying to shock us. I don't know what he's trying to do. But somebody's got to take him aside and go, Davey, you've had a fucking boat named after you, right? You're a national treasure. Kill it on the fucking dead babies, man. Alright? It's a bit much for tea time viewing. I think we need to go back to, and I know they're building this tension, right? I don't want to sit eating my carbonara, fucking panicking that a gazelle's going to get his arse ripped open. I just don't need that, you know? I don't need that at all. Something else that has been... No, obviously I am aware that this has happened for a long time. But I feel as if I'm seeing it a hell of a lot more. I don't know if it's because I'm out amongst the people more, you know, where I am in Edinburgh, central location, a lot of stuff's on my doorstep, don't need to travel far for the things I need. Very rarely use the car now, I'm saving the planet. We went from 2 cars to 1 car. We had 2 cars, but like, hey, we don't even use the cars during the week. Mrs. walks to work, I alright drive at the weekends. So we get rid of a car, right? Now we got 1 motor. Disney moved during the week, Here you go, Greta. Fucking big up system, saving the planet. But when I'm out and about, now I don't know if this came for the fucking absolute talentless husks that are the Kardashians. When did it suddenly become socially acceptable to openly talk on your phone with speakerphone in public? I don't mean in your house under a duvet going, how you doing, Susan? I mean walking the streets. Telephone, we've all got one, right? You would fucking put it to your ear, you talk going, how you doing, David? You want to get a pint? Fine. When did this become a thing? Just young fucking dicks, completely unaware of the world around them or caring who can hear the conversation. I said to him last night, Sandra, I said to the cunt, I was like, I'm going to fucking take this on and I'm going to stick up your arsehole. People can hear you. People can hear. Not only can we hear you, we can hear the dick you're talking to. When is this a thing? I know they ball bags would date in the show where they go, oh my god, fucking Kanye's lost his shit again and made a pair of trainers that looks like a fucking bumblebee. Because you need to hear the shit they're talking to the person they're talking to. But when was it acceptable that normal punters can just walk? I was in a shopping centre the other night, right? I went in to go and get something. I think I was going to Sainsbury's or something like that. And there's a shopping centre attached to it. And there's a lassie, a young lassie, early 20s, just walking about. Just walking around Sainsbury's. I know, I says to him that if he takes the Wednesday and Friday, then I can get it. What is happening here? Is it just me again being old? I feel as if sometimes I'm like a 60-year-old man trapped in a 35-year-old body. Is it just me being old? Have I missed the boat in this one? Or is this unacceptable? I get that when people have children, right? And I think I've spoken about this before, that they shut off to the world around them, right? So if you're in a cafe, a restaurant, a public setting, and there's someone there with kids, the kids could be fucking gone bananas, right? Or they're shouting at the wains in front of you, you know, Sebastian, that is enough now. They have no awareness of the people around them. And I get it, you're fucking knackered. You've had 2 wains within the space of 2 years, so one's a bit grown up, one's still an arsehole. You can't cope with it. I get that, right? I get it. But has this now filtered down to the very bottom level of society, where people feel as if they are the centre of their universe and nothing around them exists? No one's feelings matter, no one's opinions matter. I am the star of my own movie, and if I want to talk to Chantel on my phone as I walk openly down the street, I'll fucking do it. This is a step up for wee dicks that play music on buses or on trains. I'm telling you, man, that we're getting to a tipping point in society, right? And I don't know if it's going to be this fucking election or what's going to happen next year, but people need to start. We need to just start fucking slapping folk again. This is the problem when you don't hit wains, right? I'm not saying you need to hit kids, but the fear of physical punishment needs to be there. If you grow up never truly believing, not just thinking it's a possibility, but truly believing in your gut that if you act like a fucking idiot, somebody will punch you in the mouth. If you don't have that genuine fear, then you walk about fucking speakerphone on the mobile, playing shite music in the back of a bus. This society is fucking doing the pan. I don't know how we fix it. But every time I see these fuckers just talking on speakerphone, I'm like, you know you can put that to your ear, didn't you? I know, but I want to talk to him. Why? How is that easier than that? It's no. You know, if holding a phone to your ear was a physically demanding thing, I'd be like, do you know what? I understand. They just hold it to their mouth like a dick. It's no. And do you know what? There's a fucking microphone built in there, so it's easy to hear people. I've pissed myself off talking about this now. See, the next time you see somebody walking down the street or in a public setting with their phone on speakerphone talking away, just fuck it out their hand. That's the movement we want to start in this show. If you see someone in a public setting, right, talking on their phone, on speakerphone, loudly, ignoring the lives of people around them, just fuck it right out their hand. Just go up to go, not today, Stevie, and fuck it right out their hand. See what happens. Nothing will happen. You'll be perfectly fine. You can just continue on, because they would just be in shock, you know, and then they'd go on a WhatsApp group. I put a poster online going, I cannot believe what's happened to me. I have been physically, emotionally and spiritually assaulted in the shopping centre. I was minding my own business, talking at full volume on my phone, on speakerphone, to young David and an ogre. Fucked the phone out of my hand. I've never been so affronted in my life. Right, let's move on with this show, man. I'm just getting myself angry thinking about these dicks. Anyway, I hope you had a good week. Right, what we're going to do? Let's do some bits and pieces, man. Let's keep this moving. Right, team. Some facts about Scotland. An exciting part of the show that everyone loves. Some people have got in touch to send me their own Scottish facts, which has been bloody lovely because it's interesting to read and it saves me trying to find fucking facts. I actually thought this would be quite an easy wee section of the show. I thought to myself, do you know what I'll do? I'll do a wee bit about Scotland, as we mentioned. And I'm fucking running out of facts. So am I. Fuck me. So if anybody has got any interesting facts about Scotland or famous Scottish people, fucking get in touch, man. Website, scottgibsoncon.co.uk. You know that. Follow the social media links. There's a contact page on there if you want to send me anything of significant length. And fucking get in touch, man. Same if you've got a question. Thanks to people who got in touch. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. At Big Scott Gibson on Twitter and Instagram, and Scott Gibson Comedy on Facebook. If you want to send me a question, please do so. I will normally post up when I'm recording, so you can reply to any of those messages. Right, okay, first up, as it's pissing down with rain outside as I record this, it's probably fitting that we should mention that the raincoat was invented in Scotland. Yes, it was. In 1824, the raincoat was invented in Scotland by Charles Mackintosh. I don't know if that is the Bold Rennie. I don't think it is. But Charles Mackintosh, a chemist who was born in Glasgow, invented the garment called the Mac. Not Apple Mac later, but Mac as in a raincoat, a Mac. So, I'll be honest, I didn't know that. What the fuck did we do before 1824? Because I imagined it was still raining in Scotland even then. But there you go, 1824, the raincoat was invented in Scotland by Charles Mackintosh. We have done fucking everything, man. Anyway, like, Scotland is amazing. It really is. Queen Victoria, the bold Queen Victoria, notorious dour-faced cunt that she was. Loved Scotland. Loved a wee holiday. I think fucking Mrs. Brown, that was Queen Victoria, innit? With the amazing Billy Connolly. One of the best films he's ever done. Anyway, Queen Victoria, on her many visits to the Highlands of Scotland, apparently she would smoke cigarettes to keep away the midges. There you go. How anyone knows that, I have no idea. You would imagine that the royal family would have an official midgie whacker. You know, a common man or lad, a lackey, who is employed to walk in front of royal family members and shoo the fucking midges. No, the bold Queen Victoria. She's like, hey, fucking, just crack open a 20 deck. I'll work my way through some Benson hedges. I imagine it must have been rollies. Maybe a pipe. Maybe if Queen Victoria smoked a pipe. But anyway, second fact, Queen Victoria, she enjoyed a puff when she was in the Highlands of Scotland to keep away the midges. And your final fact of this episode is Edinburgh, like Rome, is built on 7 hills. And the capital city, Edinburgh, has more listed buildings than anywhere in the world. That kind of shocked me, if I'm honest. You think of some of the ancient cities that exist. Paris, even Rome itself, London. You would imagine that maybe more. I don't know. I mean, Edinburgh probably is quite a. You know, it has retained its oldness. That's probably not a word, Scott. But it's retained. It's kept all the old bits of the fucking dude. You know what I mean? So you go. Edinburgh has more listed buildings than anywhere in the world. That's quite an interesting fact. I will retain that one. Queen Victoria smoking fags to keep away the midges. I don't know about that. Charles Macintosh inventing the Mac. That's a good one. That might be a pub quiz. 1824. But Edinburgh having more listed buildings than anywhere in the world. That's a good one. There's your 3 facts. You're welcome. Enjoy. Spread the knowledge. Entertain people in work as you stand around the coffee machine going, did you know that fucking Queen Victoria liked a pipe, mate? Right, that's your Scottish facts for this episode.
Doesn't it make you proud to be Scottish?
Let's do some news. Play the jingle. Today's headlines. Greta Thunberg stranded. Dead mother teabag coffin. And horse plays dead. As always, enticing headlines that just draw you in, you know. What other podcast will bring you such diverse news items as Greta Thunberg, a fucking mother getting buried in a teabag coffin, and a horse that plays dead? I mean, it's a service that I'm providing. What a service. Right, let's get started. The bold Greta Thunberg, she's stranded. Poor Greta. She's fucked herself. You know? She's coming into an adult's world, and she's suddenly realising it's harder than I thought. You know? She's been used to getting driven, lifted and laid by her parents, and now she's fucking dug herself a hole and she's stranded. She's in LA. I'm sure you've all seen the pictures of her and what's his fucking coupon? God, what's his name? How can I forget his name? What is the fucker's name? The actor. His name is Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh my god, how was that so fucking hard to remember? Leonardo DiCaprio. And what's happened is she was hoping to attend some climate change fucking conference, right? That was in Chile. Now, how she was getting from LA to Chile, I fucking don't know. But it's now been moved to Madrid because it's kicking off in Chile, right? And the bold Greta has put out a plea to try and find a zero carbon way of travelling from LA to Madrid. Walk. There you go. Walk. Right? Now, she sailed previously to get to America. Apparently it was a 2-week voyage, leaving from Southampton, I believe. And she sailed across the Atlantic to America. Now, surely that's kicking out a bit of carbon. Greta? Surely that's kicking out a bit of carbon. Unless you've got the old fucking wind at your back, sails at full mast, and off you go. I do not know. But the teenage climate activist, the article goes on, says, travelled by boat to the USA earlier this year, was planning to go to a crucial environmental conference in Chile. How crucial can this conference be? And does it really matter if people attend it? Surely you could fucking Skype it in. I do not know. Is that not an easier way to get these things done? If it's that crucial, just fucking Skype. However, the event has been moved to Madrid in Spain at late notice following widespread protests and violence in the South American country, leaving Greta stranded ahead of the possible 6,000-mile journey. In posts on social media, Greta 16 explained as the GOP 25 has officially been moved from Santiago to Madrid. I'll need some help. She needs help! Turns out I've travelled halfway around the world the wrong way. Smiley face emoji. You fucking douchebag. Now I need to find a way across the Atlantic in November. If anyone could help me find transport, I'll be ever so grateful. Get on a fucking plane, Greta. Get on a plane. It's the easiest way to do it. You know? I know you're trying your best to save the planet, but hey, maybe now we're realising, you know what, it's fucking harder than I first thought. And here's the other thing, see if you're all travelling around the world constantly to go and speak at these climate summits, the only way to get it is to fly, right, or to drive. You don't want to do that. Maybe you could get an electric car. Maybe you could speak to fucking the bold Tesla. Old Elon Musk, say, hey Elon, I need an electric plane or an electric boat or robotic legs rather than electricity from the fucking sun that can walk me through the ocean. Maybe do that. This again just feels like another news story. Another nothing news story. Basically, what this article is Greta Thunberg is trying to get to Madrid with zero carbon emissions. And then the next line should be, can it be done? All these things, right? It's another industry. And this is what people can't really, or maybe they don't want to message you. A lot of this stuff and a lot of life is generated through fear, you know? That's how you get people to spend money. People spend money when they're afraid. Right? So the world's dying, you know, the planet's on fire, we're running out of food, overpopulation. So let's scare you. But people who are involved in these climate change activists, who are at that level when they're travelling to summits, that's a job. You know, it's an industry. They fly around the world speaking at these summits. How many of these do they have a year? How much carbon footprint is used to put on these summits? How much electricity is used? How much of it is renewable energy? How many, even to the basic level, how many pamphlets are we printing out? How many, you know, how much is it costing to feed these people? It's just things like that. And I just think that if we're asking people at the bottom level, at our level, to do more, then that has to filter up as well to the top, to the people who are at these summits discussing whatever they're discussing. But if anybody has a way of getting a 6,000 mile journey without a carbon footprint, then hey, fucking get in touch with Greta, man. You know? I don't know if she's got money to give you. I don't know if he said, hey, fucking 50 grand cash, I'll fucking get you where you need to go. But the bold Greta, get her on fucking Instagram or Facebook, Twitter. I'm sure she's on there. Right, next one. Mum who drank 40 cups a day. Fuck's sake, Scott. Mum who drank 40 cups of tea per day gets buried in a Thai food coffin. Wow. A woman who loved drinking tea so much she arranged for her final send-off to be in a coffin decorated like a box of tea bags. I mean, I should have laughed. The woman's dead, you know. Tina Watson gave her daughter the unusual instructions before she died, telling her she didn't want the usual plain wooden coffin or casket. No. Tina blurted out, I want to be buried in a coffin that looks like a giant box of tea bags. Now, I don't know. I've not read the article. Tina looks like, shall I say, a large woman, right? In the picture, she's in a wheelchair. I believe her legs are missing. I'm going to say diabetes. That's what I'm going to say, Tina. Maybe there was a lot of sugar in those tea. I don't know. But maybe towards the end, Tina was struggling slightly. And maybe that wasn't actually her wish. Maybe she was taking a piss. Oh, I'd be buried in a box of tea bags then. Maybe the family tried to cut off her tea intake. You know, maybe like, Mum, 40 cups of tea, 6 sugars in a tea. This is too much, Mum. You've already lost both your legs. It's going to be your horns next. I want to be buried in a box of tea bags. Maybe the family should have stepped in. I tell you something, man. The fucking picture of the coffin that they've actually got, I would question whether or not Tina was actually in that coffin, because that looks like quite a small box. Her last wish was granted at the ceremony on Friday when guests watched the hearse arrive with a bright red coffin in the back, emblazoned with the words Thai Food, Great British Teas since 1903. Thai Food, obviously, her brand of choice. Daughter Debs Donovan, what a name, said it's typical of Mum. She had a wicked sense of humour and drank 30 or 40 cups of tea a day, every day. She just bloody loved a cuppa. Well, she always didn't love her legs, because they fucking took them. Debs of Bronstow Town, Leicestershire, added, we got chatting about her coffin after the funeral of my stepdad Peter. Sorry, we got chatting about her coffin after the funeral of my stepdad Peter 4 years ago. That doesn't make any sense. The Metro need to start proofreading these articles before they go out. Our daughter Deb's going to say, I burst out laughing and said, okay, but it's got to be Thai Fu because you only get an oo with Thai Fu. Oh my fucking days. Tina died aged 73 from heart failure. Oh, Tina, I'm so fucking sorry. That should be the Thai Fu slogan. 40 cups a day, you'll end up dead. Deb said her mum was always cheerful despite going through health worries like beating cancer twice and having both legs amputated. Tina, no, right, I'm sorry. Good sense of humour gets you through it. I mean, well done for beating cancer, but the legs are, it's diabetes, Tina, right? You should have come off the sugar hen. There you go, man. I was actually talking to somebody this week about funerals. In fact, I was doing a gig the other night in the National Museum of Scotland. I was hosting a I imagine it was a ceilidh, but there was other couple of things on as well, kind of an event for one of the exhibitions that they have on, and it was actually a really good night, man. It was brilliant. 1,300 people there. It was fucking insane. But in Ghana, strangely, that's quite a common thing, is that they have these over-the-top coffins that they send people off in, so they don't go with a standard, just wooden box. Oh no, they have like coffin shaped like cars, boats, rockets, anything you want, but that's like a done thing. And they've got one of these coffins. It looks like a wee Mercedes. It actually looks like a kid's toy car, but it's a coffin. So maybe that's the next thing that'll catch on. I think we've all seen the Iron Brew coffins or the Union Jack coffins. I mean, Jesus Christ. But maybe that's the thing. Thai food tea bags, I don't know. What would I go in? Jar of coffee. Dow Egbert's gold label. Or just a see-through box to terrify people. Funeral director Paul Pender. I don't know if that's your real name, Paul Pender. It was one of our more unusual requests, but we're happy to be able to make it happen. I got in touch with the guy that helps us with customised coffins, and he produced the goods. It is always nice to see when the customer gets what the customer wants. Well, there you go, Paul Pender. The service was held on Friday at Gil Ross Crematorium in Leicester. Deb said, I just know Mum would be looking down and laughing like a drain at her coffin. Maybe that's a Leicester saying, laughing like a drain. I'll go home later, put the kettle on, and raise a cup of tea to Mum. Oh, that's nice. There you go. Typhoon tea bags for Tina. Head to themetro.co.uk if you want to see that one. And the final news story is a horse who's a fucking legend, plays dead. The horse is an amazing actor, but every time someone tries to sit on the horse or ride him, he appears to give up the ghost and drops to the floor pretending to be dead. Now, there's a video of someone trying to fucking, the video's unbelievable, of someone trying to get on the horse to ride him like it's a kind of cowboy in a film scene, and the horse just fucking drops dead. But the best thing is, his face looks like he's actually dead. This horse is amazing. Jinjiang is the horse's name. Jinjiang has got the death trick down so well that he even loosens his tongue and puts his hoofs in a weird position to make it look like he can go on no longer. His owner says it happens whenever people try to get onto the saddle. That is fucking amazing. He only stays in the ground for a few seconds, but the moment anyone starts approaching to get on him, he drops back to the floor again. One person who viewed the video said, he's not lazy, he's smart. He is lazy. Sorry, he's not lazy. He's fucking amazing. He's the smartest horse ever. Why carry such a heavy load when you can get away with it? There's a whole load of pictures in the video. There's actually a picture of another horse standing next to him as if to say, you're fucking at it, cunto. Because he's going to be the one that's left to carry the fuckers. Jing Jang the horse. That would spice up any horse racing event, any Grand National, if as soon as a jockey went on his back, the horse just collapses. Or like a couple of metres for the line, the horse just goes, fuck this, and just lies down, plays dead. Although maybe not do that at the Grand National, because they probably wouldn't hesitate fucking shooting you. But if you're on a movie set, or you're a horse, you know, and you're maybe thinking, hey, I don't fancy it today. Galloping through fields with fat tourists. I'm just going to play dead. The video is amazing, man. I'll try and post that online. Go on the social medias, you'll be able to see it. Jing Jang the horse. So there's your news, man. We have got Greta stranded, the bold Tina buried in a Thai food tea box, and Jing Jang the horse plays dead. Right, we should probably do some listeners' questions. So thank you to everyone who has got in touch with your questions. What was I going to say there? Easiest way to do it, go to the website. Go to the website, man. Go to the website. scottgibsoncommon.co.uk. Sick of saying it. Sign up to the mailing list. And yeah, get me on the social medias. Drop me a message. Also, while we're talking about listeners' questions just now, wait till I find the message. Thank you to everybody who got in touch last week. Elaine Jackson, big shout out to Elaine, and to a few other people. Thank you for those of you who sent me messages about the stuff I was talking about in the last episode, about just kind of feeling down and just being able to say, you know, you're having a bad day, and just to kind of accept it and just write the day off and start again. So I'm in no way doing these to you know, to kind of push any mental health stuff, but if I am feeling, you know, something's on my mind, or you know, I'll talk about it, and hey, it means a lot that those of you who have got in touch to say that, you know, it resonated with you or it helped you in some way. So thank you to those of you who got in touch, and thank you for these questions. Let's go straight in. We've got Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram here. Who have we got? Gary Stevenson on Facebook. Gary's asked, I see you enjoy a glass of wine, mate. How much wine gets you wrecked, and do you find it easy writing comedy sober, or is it easier with a wee wine or two in you? Loving the podcast. Keep it a good work. Right, cheers, Gary. I do enjoy a glass of wine, mate. Preferably red, although I'll drink white if it's free. How much wine gets you wrecked? This is a problem. I think you can tan a bottle red wine very easily. In fact, you could probably do 2 bottles of red wine quite easily, and maybe no feel that drunk. But next day, a red wine hangover is horrible. Absolutely. The headaches. The worst I've had is a couple of times I've drank 4 bottles of red wine. That seems to be my limit on the red wine. I've been yet unable to break the 4-bottle barrier. But a couple of times I've done it, and you are in one hell of a mess the next day. The very first time I did it, 2 fringes ago, there was a press launch, as there is every year at the Gilded Balloon, and there was free wine left over, which was a strange one. And we went to the bar to get a drink, and the lovely people behind the bar offered us the free wine that was left over from the press launch. We thought it was glasses, and it was bottles. And I drank 4 bottles of red wine, and the next day I did a green shite, and I fucking panicked. I have not done a coloured shite for some time. I thought I was dying. I thought my whole insides were wrecked. I suppose when you think what red wine's doing to you, 4 bottles is too much. Writing comedy sober, I always write sober, mate. I've never really had a writing session where I would sit and get drunk. I know a lot of people who smoke, and that kind of opens their mind, if you like, and it enables them to write a bit. That's something I might maybe try and do. I've never done that either, but not normally when I'm writing, it'll be when I'm sober. But to be fair, I don't really kind of write much anymore, if that kind of makes sense. But the red wine thing, love a red wine. Also a gin, can't go wrong with a gin. Number one tipple, still cider, mate. Can he beat it, man? Can he fucking beat it? But thanks for your question, Gary. Love a glass of red wine. Do you know what? Your question, Gary, is probably lead me on to another one. Liam Burns has got in touch on Instagram. Thanks, Liam. And Liam has asked, how do you write comedy? What advice will you give to a comedian starting out? Nice question to lead on for Gary, Liam, because the first thing I remember is everyone writes completely differently. And if you are interested in starting in comedy or getting involved in it, you just need to go, man. You just need to do it. I went to a comedy course at the Glasgow Met College. Now, the course taught me absolutely nothing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say that, it opened my mind or my eye to the world of comedy. It taught me things I never knew. It taught me nothing. I already had what I needed to be able to be a comic. I just didn't have the confidence. I didn't know anyone that was a comedian. I didn't know anyone who had done a gig. I knew nothing of the world of comedy. I didn't really know that clubs existed, like I've said before. So going and doing the course, it gave me a gig. So we did 8 weeks, I think it was, maybe even 10. One night a week in the class. Kind of basically what it would do is it was getting you built up to do a 5-minute set. And that's what you do when you start out. You start off in 5, and then you build up to a 10, and then a 15, and then a 20. And once you get to a 20, that's you considered enough to basically do club gigs, because most gigs will be 20 to 30 minutes. Most gigs will be 20. And then you build from there. And then once you've been going a certain time or whatever, then you do an hour, and then you do tour shows, and sometimes they'll do 90 minutes, 2 hours on a tour show. And it's odd to think that the concept of then going back to do 5 minutes is alien, because when you first start, 5 minutes feels like an eternity. And now, one of the reasons why I do my own new material nights is because most new material gigs are 5 minutes. And I can't do 5 minutes because the style I have with the stories, it takes me time to bed them in and get used to it. When I first started, I would write stuff down. I would think of jokes, if you want to call it that, or kind of stories, and I would start to write them down. And as time went on, you become confident and you find your voice, if you want to call it that, or you find your feet on stage, and the writing would become shorter. So because of the style I do, it is stories. I think if I was a joke writer, as an old-fashioned format of like set up punchline, those guys tend to write them out, freehand. They would write out the full joke, whereas I will write a bullet point and then I'll expand on it. So, for example, if I had a joke about, like tonight, I will be doing stuff about the David Attenborough thing. So, in my notepad will be a bullet point, and it simply says, David Attenborough has lost the plot. That's what it says. And in my head, I'll have some ideas about it, and I will go on stage, and I will just start to talk. But that comes with time, and that comes with confidence of having done this for 9 years. Eventually, I got to the point where I know that I write when I'm on stage, if that makes sense. So I don't sit. I never have done it. I've never went like, a Wednesday morning's writing day and I'll sit with a pad and write. I've never done that. Your mind is maybe just always open, or you're thinking about stuff, but I will then take an idea, I'll go on stage and I'll talk about it, and if I feel myself that there's enough in there to warrant it, I will do it again and again, and maybe after 3 or 4 times I'll start to have an idea of, 1, if it can become a bit, and 2, how long it could be. So is it going to be 5 minutes? Is it going to be 10 minutes? Is it going to be 15 minutes? And if I feel as if there's a bit of body in there, then I'll start to think about, 1, is there anything that I have at the moment that I'm doing that I can tag this on to extend a piece out? Or if it's a standalone bit, is there anywhere in this that I can add extra stuff in to bulk it out? And that's the way that I write now. When it comes to the full shows and the tour shows, I will usually sit and think about what it is that I want to do, or think what I want to talk about, so what the idea of the show is. And again, I will sit with a bit of paper and I will list every single thing that I can think of that I want to talk about within the concept of the show. I will list funny ideas. I'll put some bullet points under each one of things that I might want to discuss or stuff that I want to talk about. And then what I do is I start to draw arrows between them to link it together to say, for example, this thing could lead into that and that idea could lead into this. And once I have that, sometimes 5, 6, 7, 10 sheets of paper that are all the different ideas, and none of them are structured jokes at this point, I will then try and condense that into 2 pages of stuff that I feel that I could talk about, or stuff that I think has got a bit of body in it, and I'll start to bring them together, and then I'll start to talk about the ideas. So we'll just go on stage with a bit of paper and I'll run through the ideas that I have and see if that grows or builds on stage. And that's also the joy of storytelling, because even the show now, we are in November, the show has changed slightly since it was in August at the Fringe, because I have ran through things even more, and there's been more taglines and more add-on bits, or I've dropped bits and changed bits. And that's the beauty of the storytelling format, is that you can change that, whereas if you are a joke teller, it's maybe more rigid. So yes, I write, but not in the kind of normal concept of sitting down with pen and paper. It's a different process. But the thing to remember is everyone is completely different. And if you start in comedy, if you start in stand-up, you will notice very quickly that certain types of people will try and force onto you how they do it, almost a way to justify their existence. Find your own feet, find your own style, do whatever you want to do. And if you are looking to start out, get on to the open mic nights. That's it, man. That's all you can do. Just get up and do it. Get up and do it. Get on the new material nights, the new act nights, sign up for it, do it. And if you fall on your arse or you die, don't worry about it. But you will know after your first death, that is when you will know if you're meant to be a comedian or not, or if you really want to do it. I had about 6 gigs where I was continually smashing it, and I thought, this is amazing, I'm brilliant, I'm meant to do this. And on my 7th gig, it was a terrible gig, but I still died on my arse. And I remember sitting in the car, and my first thought was, I've been found out, you know, the spell is broken, that's it, it's over. And then very quickly that feeling changed to anger, and it was, no, do you know what, I know I'm good, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to show they fuckers how it's done. And as long as that is your feeling, then you will go on. But if you have your first death and you think, nah, it's not for me, it wasn't meant to be for you, but there's no harm in trying. So sign up to the new material nights and just give it a go, man. Get on board. But cheers for the question, Liam, and also Gary, thanks for getting in touch, guys. Right, Gordon Forbes, nice wee short one. Gordon got in touch on Facebook. He's asked, is it a 10p mix-up? What? Or a 10 pence mixture? I've had so many fights over this in the pubs. Gordon, what the fuck is a 10 pence mix-up? Mate, it's a 10p mixture. I have never heard of a 10 pence mix-up in my fucking life. Gordon, you need to get back in touch, mate, and tell me what part of the country you're from. Maybe a 10p mix-up is maybe it's something local to where you are, but in my opinion, mate, it's always been a 10 pence mixture. Always been. And if you're getting any fights in the pubs over this, mate, maybe you need to start drinking in the house. Alright, that's quite an intense thing. I know maybe nowadays people are fighting over politics, Brexit, I get that, but hey, would you call it a 10p, you know, off the van, mate? Is it a mix-up or a mixture? It's definitely a mixture. Yeah, fucking cunt you. Maybe that's maybe an intense situation to be in. But as far as I'm concerned, mate, 10 pence mixture. There you go. Right, let's do one more. Checking the time. We've got time for one more. Charles Venables, Charlie boy, thanks for getting in touch. Would you rather know when you died or how you died? Charles says, I'm in the middle of a dispute with the missus, so hope you can help and set her straight. If it's hers, I'll let you know if I agree. Would you want to know when you die or how you die? I mean, I would rather not know either, if I'm honest, Charles. I don't want to know. Because I think if you know when you die, you would you would just be counting down the days, right? And the problem is, there's a film out there now about that, innit? The app thing that fucking tells you when you're going to die. If you know when you're going to die, right? Say it's a long time. Say you get like another 40 years left. You're just going to count down. Whatever scenario you're in, it's going to change how you live your life, right? Because you might panic and go, fuck, I've only got 5 years. And you go mad, you know? Or you think, right, I've got 40 years left, so you maybe completely change the course of your life in order to enjoy that time. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, if you know how you're going to die, you would constantly... So, for example, if they say, right, you're going to get run down by a bus, you'd never get near it. You'd never be in a street again. You know, you would constantly be trying to do things to try and change the outcome of how or when you die. So I'd rather know. I suppose that's the joy in life. Every day could be your last, you know? I don't know. What would you rather have, mate? Do you want to know when you die or how you die? I wouldn't want to know either. Because if you know when and it's not as long as you hope for, you'd be raging and you'd be shitting yourself. You'd be like, oh no. And also, what if you counted down and then it never happened? You'd be raging as well. You'd be like, fucking hell. I mean, if you had to pick one, if you're forcing me to pick one, I'd probably want to know when I die rather than how I die. Because I think if you know how you die, that would maybe impact on your life more, in that you would try and, you'd either be constantly on edge or you'd try and do something to change that outcome. Whereas if you've got to pick and you know when you're going to die, you'd be like, well, that's it, fucking stick in your email, press the button. When is it? Right, fucking 2061. Okay, there you go. I'd rather not know either and just wait for the fucking Reaper to appear. But if you've got to pick one, mate, I would say when rather than how. So I hope that settles it in the house. And I hope that you've no murdered your missus, just to prove a point. But thanks everyone who got in touch. If you've got a question for me, if there's anything you want me to discuss, a topic, for example, get in touch on the social medias at Big Scott Gibson on Instagram and Twitter, and Scott Gibson Comedy on Facebook. If it's something longer or you want to remain anonymous, go to the website, go to the contact page, and you can fill in the form there. Thanks everybody who got in touch. Right, team, that is us. The end of another episode, episode 5. We have motored through this one. Thanks for listening, man. Big shout out to everyone who got in touch after episode 4. It's very nice to read your messages, so thank you for doing that. The podcast is available on a whole number of platforms: SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, the classics. The videos are also on YouTube. We are on Acast, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. So no excuse not to get the show and listen to it. If you are listening, if you've enjoyed it, please do subscribe. Subscribe on SoundCloud and subscribe on however other channel you use to get your podcast. And please consider subscribing on the YouTube channel. There's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming up on that next year. And it would be great if we could build the numbers. If you have got any friends or family you think would enjoy it, please do share it with them. Once again, a few gigs to plug. November 16th, Loch Winnoch White Noise Tour, and December 1st, Glee Club in Glasgow is the White Noise Tour as well. 2 tour dates left for this year. If you haven't been to see the show yet, come along. It'll be a pleasure to have you. Head to the website, scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk. I will see you in the battlefield soon. Onwards!